Hi, my name is Nadzirah Zuhairah binti Mohamad Nahar. My student ID is 2022972731.
My name is Fareesha binti Khairun Nizam and my ID is 2022772117.
Hi, my name is Kamarul Idzad bin Abdul Aziz. My student ID is 2022755965.
My name is Nurain Firzana binti Ahmad Jefiruddin. My student ID is 2022931227.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Fareesha. So for today, we will begin with advanced Nadzirah background. This company is an investment holding company operating in the property development and investment services in Malaysia. The company operates to investment holding, property development and investment, hospitality, information and communication technology, travel and tours, financial services and other segments. The company also owns and operates a language center and offer related services. The company was incorporated in 1920 and it is based in Shah Alam, Malaysia. Moving to the management approach, the first one is factor to consider to have segment reporting. The first factor is nature of business activities. A company may create reports that present its business activity in a variety of ways. A few activities that have been offered by advanced Nadzirah are investment holding, hospitality, financial services and more. The second factor is existence of managers responsible for the activities. So to address an important thing such as operating activities, financial results, predictions or goals for the segment manager of the operating segment often reports directly to and keep in touch with the chief operating decision maker or also known as CODM. Next is information presented to the board of directors or also known as BOD. Based on the reports that senior management and the board of directors analyze, it is possible to identify the operating segment where the data will be gathered and presented. This will be support the company in making decisions that will generate revenue based on information that covers the sales, income and cost of each operations. The second of the management approach is the type of segment. The first type is investment holding, where it provides financial support services to corporates. Second is property development and investment. It develops residential and commercial properties and engages in property management, operation and management of service office and other services. Third is hospitality, where it operates and manages hotels and resorts, also with any related services. Next is information and communication technology, where it designs and develops telecommunication software application and system as well as provide solution and service for the telecommunication industry. Fifth is travel and tours, where it provides travel related services. Next is financial services. This segment engage in money services, payment card issuing and related service businesses. Lastly, others, the company involved in designing, building and fabrication of coaches, bus maintenance and related services. As we can see, almost every segment have their own chief of decision making or CODM. CODM was responsible for reviewing performance and deciding how resources should be distributed.
Thank you, Fareesha, for the wonderful presentation. Now, we will jump to the topic on reproducing a segmental report in advanced synergy berhad company. I proceed to explain about how we want to identify the reportable and non-reportable segment. Well, you can test both reportable and non-reportable with quantitative threshold tests. We have to calculate according to the formula until we get value of more or equal to 10%. If yes, it is automatically a reportable segment. After that, from all the tested of reportable segment, it needs to be tested for 75% of total revenue requirement test. If it's more than 75%, it is reportable segment as a whole. And what happens if the operating segment does not meet the 10% of threshold test? The answer is that will be not classified as reportable segment and also need to combine under other segment category. In this slide, I'm going to explain about quantitative threshold categories. The first one is revenue basis. This explained on the external or the internal value. Either must be more or equal to 10% of combined revenue of all operating segment in company. The second one is profit or loss basis. This category tells us that profit or loss must be more or equal to 10% of its total. How to determine whether it is profit or even a loss? It is actually depends on the greater value in absolute amount. You have to pick the greater in absolute amount. And then lastly is asset basis. This one is just same like the previous one, we have to identify the 10% threshold test. Asset must be more or equal to 10% from all the combined asset from all the operating segments. We are done with 10%. Now we have to identify the 75% of total revenue requirement test. It must be more or equal to 75% of the total external revenue of entity. And then, what should we do if the 75% test did not meet? That must be the insufficient of 75% test. Then we can add more reportable segment even though the segment actually fails the 10% threshold test until the amount of 75% is met. In this slide, I'm going to help you how to determine reportable and non-reportable in Advanced Synergy Berhad. In order for you to test whether the segment is reportable or not, you must to test using the 10% threshold test. So what I do here, I pick the revenue of each revenue segment and then I divide with the total revenue of all the business segment. It is because we want to get the percentage whether it is more or less than 10%. As you can see, the first business segment investment holding revenue is 16,559,000 divided by the total 134,421,000. You will get 12.31%, which is more than 10% threshold test. So it counted as reportable segment. In this company, the business segment have 4 reportable segments, which are investment holding, hospitality, information and communication technology, and lastly, travel and tours. From the table before, now we will show you how to test the 75% threshold test on the revenue basis. Total external of reportable segment divide with the total external revenue of all segment. This company get 89.74%, which are greater amount than 75%. I'm done with testing revenue basis. Now we focus on profit or loss basis in this slide. Profit or loss basis is just the same with the revenue basis before. However, we need to differentiate the column of profit or loss segment because the testing cannot combine with the profit and even with the loss together. In this profit or loss basis, after testing the 10% test, I finally can conclude that Advanced Synergy Berhad have 6 reportable segments and only 1 non-reportable, which is travel and tours. Next, we jump to the last basis, which is asset basis. Same just like 2 before, using the 10% threshold test. Asset basis only have 3 reportable segments consist of property development and investment, hospitality, and information and communication technology. As shown, the new segmental report of Advanced Synergy Berhad is reconstructed, reproducing from revenue basis with 4 reportable segments and 3 non-reportable segments. The 4 reportable segments consist of investment, holding, hospitality, information and communication technology, and lastly, travel and tours. Whereas the other 3 non-reportable segments are combined and disclosed at all other segments since it does not satisfy the 10% threshold test. The adjustment of operating segment of both tests are essential in determining the reportable and non-reportable segment as well as the preparation of segmental report.
As we come to the conclusion of Mfrs 8, the benefit of segment reporting is improved context, which means that the change that might impact overall figures can be better understood by investors. To verify whether the figures are realistic, an investor can view the same report. This can assist in investors' understanding of the company and future cash flow. Another benefit of segment reporting is transparency. Segment reporting may highlight which divisions are successful and which are revenue drainers for the company that operates in a variety of industry like Advanced Synergy Berhad. There is also disadvantages for the segment reporting, which is the modification of the data. For example, in order to get shareholders or investors to invest in the firm, manager can will alter and modify the records of the company to make the firm seem like it has a good record only. The focus on the present is another downside of the segment reporting. The segment reporting may too depend on the short-term results, causing the company to overlook the long-term results while reporting its segments, although the long-term result may also give the benefit to the company.
Mfrs 134 Interim Reporting. For the preparation of interim report, Mfrs 134 Interim Financial Reporting adopt a discrete method as the basis of preparation of the interim report. According to the discrete method, each interim period should be considered a separate accounting period from the annual cycle. By using this method, interim reports are meant to predict and describe the financial position and financial performance for the discrete period, which may be a segment of the annual period. In general, Mfrs 134 Interim Financial Reporting describe an approach that revenue and expenses item must be measured and recognized in the same way the actual financial statement are prepared as discrete method. However, for certain annual revenue and expenditure items such as tax, it is best to consider the estimate income or expenses for the whole year in order to determine the appropriate amount to be recognized in the interim period.
Thank you, Mr. Kamarul, for the explanation. The two accounting policies that are currently used by Advanced Synergy Berhad can be looked from the perspective of first, property, plant and equipment, and second, inventory. For property, plant and equipment, the company is using a cost model and the precision will be measured using the straight line basis over its estimated useful life, while inventory will be measured on the cost and the net realizable value, whichever is lower. As a publicly listed company, Advanced Synergy Berhad has encouraged them to prepare and publish interim report on a quarterly basis. Advanced Synergy Berhad also prepared a condensed financial report for their company. The interim financial report has been prepared quarterly starting from the 1st January 2021. The interim financial report consists of 3 months and will be prepared until 4th quarter, which will end similarly with the closing date of the financial report, which is on 31st December 2021. Okay, next, the content that should be presented includes all of each heading and subtotal that was included in the most recent annual financial statements. The selected explanatory notes that will focus on significant changes in the financial position since the last report date are also required to be disclosed in the interim financial report. The company also needs to disclose the basic and diluted earnings per share on the face of the statement if the item presents separately. The report should also be prepared on a cost-related basis if the most recent annual financial statement was a cost-related statement. As for Advanced Synergy Berhad, they have prepared several interim reports such as an audited condensed statement of profit or loss, an audited condensed statement of comprehensive income, an audited condensed statement of financial position, an audited condensed statement of changes in equity, and an audited condensed statement of cash flows.
The period for the current and comparative of each statement prepared by the company. Advanced Synergy Berhad accounting period will end on 31st December of each year. The current and comparative period for each statement prepared by the company according to Mfrs 134 Interim Financial Reporting will be measured from 1st July 2021 to 30th September 2021, in which it corresponds to the third interim quarter of Advanced Synergy Berhad in year 2021. For the statement of financial position, at the end of the current interim reporting period is 3 months from 1st July 2021 to 30th September 2021, and the comparative statement of financial position of immediate preceding financial year reporting period is 12 months from 1st January 2020 to 31st December 2020. For the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the current interim reporting period of 3 months from 1st July 2021 to 30th September 2021. The cumulative of statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the current financial year to date reporting period is 9 months from 1st January 2021 to 30th September 2021. The comparative statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the current interim reporting period is 3 months from 1st July 2020 to 30th September 2020. Lastly, the comparative statement profit or loss and other comprehensive income of immediate preceding financial year to date reporting period is 9 months from 1st January 2020 to 30th September 2020. As for the statement of changes in equity and statement of cash flow, both will have exactly the same reporting period and reporting date. The cumulative statement of changes in equity and statement of cash flow for the current financial reporting period is 9 months from 1st January 2021 to 30th September 2021, while the comparative statement of changes in equity and the statement of cash flow for the immediate preceding financial year to date reporting period is also 9 months from 1st January 2020 to 30th September 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Kamarul, for the explanation. For the last part, we will make 2 adjustments for the third quarter by using the statement of financial position as at 31st December 2021. The first adjustment is about depreciation. As stated in the statement of financial position, the cost of advanced synergies Berhad machinery is RM8,566,000 with its accumulated depreciation as at 1st January 2021 amounting to RM6,676,000. It has also been determined that the company depreciate all of its machinery on a straight line basis at 20% per annum on a daily basis in the year of disclosure. However, on 1st March 2021, Advanced Synergy Berhad decided to dispose one of its machinery with a carrying amount of RM200,000 for a profit of RM50,000. The machine was initially purchased at a cost of RM350,000 and acquired a new machine at a cost of RM500,000 as at 30 September 2021. For the disposal, the carrying amount of the old machine will be derecognized and the new machine will be capitalized as a part of the machinery, since it satisfies the requirement of property, plant and equipment based on Mfrs 116. Hence, the carrying amount as per 30 September 2021 is RM32,600.
Okay, now we will make the second adjustment for 30 September 2021. The company had inventory of 150,000 units at a cost per unit of RM1.50. As at 30 September 2021, the net realizable value is RM1.35 per unit. The expected net realizable value is RM1.65 at 31 December 2021. On 30 September 2021, the value of inventory should be recognized as its net realizable value, as it is lower compared to the cost amounting to RM202,500. There is a loss of inventory amounting to RM22,500 should be recognized in statement of profit or loss. However, 31 December 2021, the value of inventory will be recognized by using the cost of RM225,000 and the inventory loss that was previously recognized in the statement of profit or loss of RM22,500 should be reversed by Advanced Synergy Berhad.
Here is an extract of the statement of financial position after adjustment. To prepare the statement of financial position, it is required to record it based on 2 dates, which are current interim and comparative. Current interim refers to the current quarter, while comparative refers to the period of the statement of financial position at the end of the immediately preceding of financial year of 2020. So, the current interim will be on the 1st July 2021 until 30 September 2021, and comparative will be on the 1st January 2020 until 31st December 2021. That's all from us Group 1. Thank you.